Justice4egypt.
Good morning, TikTok family and friends. I just hopped up on here this morning. Haven't did a video in a long time, but I just wanted to hop up on here. Not doing so well. I got my moments of grief, and actually, next Sunday will be 11 months for my sweet girl. Um, that my sweet girl passed away. My baby was 10. Um, she was a shaken baby survivor. Um, Put my story out there again. Actually, my daughter's story. I allowed her to go visit with her bio dad and his fiance, who his living fiance, and she went down there. And a couple days later, um, to be exact, 2 days later, I got a text from the fiance that she don't know what happened, and she thinks she fell out the bathtub, and that I have a way to the hospital. And she came and picked me up. At the time, I wasn't driving, and I was gonna make it to the hospital. But like I said, she came and picked me up, put in a small room, saying my daughter was gonna, die overnight. If she survived, she'd be a vegetable. I'm gonna fast forward um, to February 24th of 2024. My daughter, I noticed she was having a little congestion. Usually about the time of the year, she does get sick. Even before then, my husband's like, we were surprised that, oh, Egypt ain't got sick all winter. She's doing so good. But it's actually on my oldest two kids' birthday. We was gonna go out to dinner that night, but I noticed Egypt was like a little congested, and I did her sick plan that the doctor provided me, like if she have like get sick, congested, what to do. So I did her airway clearance. I did breathing treatments and all, and she was still congested. I did a pulse ox machine. Her oxygen level was a little low. It was like at, well, not really low, but it was 87. Usually she's at 100%, 95 the lowest, so 87 was fairly low. So I called 911 to get EMS, do evaluation on her. They evaluated her. They told me they couldn't give me no medical advice. So we took her to the ER through the EMS, and when we got to the ER, they gave her some oxygen. She was awake, looking around. She wasn't her regular self, I know. So, nurse come in. They started running tests. The doctor wanted to do tests. They did a CAT scan on her brain to see if she deteriorated or not, like if she was hemorrhaging because of her brain injury from the past. Um, they did a X-ray. The X-ray showed possible. They said it was a spot of ammonia. The CAT scan showed that no hemorrhage, nothing changed. So they said they was going to admit her because of the little spot of ammonia, and because her body temperature is a little low. But my baby did have a brain injury, so she never had like a normal body temperature. It's always sitting at like 95. The highest is 95, and it was like 93. Usually when she's low like that, I put on a heating blanket at home. Actually, it got low when she went to the doctor one time at 88. They did not admit her when her it was low like that. But anyway, trying to shorten up the video a little bit, but yeah. So they said they was gonna admit her for further evaluation. They put in ICU only because of her body temperature was kind of low, but usually it's about 95, but it was at 93. So they said they was going to start her antibiotics just for precaution and all that. So we get up, that was the 24th, about 9ish. They didn't admit her to the 25th. Around midnight on 25th, we took up to the they took up the PQ. They had on oxygen like think 2 liter of oxygen. Then we got up to the room, and she was doing good. She wasn't herself, but she wasn't declining in what I see. I know my baby. I've been taking care of her very long to know if my baby is really sick, but I did bring her to the hospital just for, to make sure she was good. I never imagined she's gonna go to the hospital and it would be my last time bringing her home. That she was gonna leave me. I don't feel like she was treated medically the right way. I feel like if she didn't have a brain injury, my baby would still been here. I feel like if she didn't have a brain injury, the doctors would have did what they supposed to do. As for now, the doctor retired. His name is Daryl Gwynn at Pediatric Intensive Care Unit in Greenville, South Carolina. He retired 2 months after my baby died. They gave her some epinephrine, and come to find out, I didn't know this before. Epinephrine, if I'm saying it right, is like a heart medication to help with your heart and stuff. I'm all over the place with the story, but I'm trying to get to the point of the story. They did a chest X-ray after the epinephrine. Just listen here. When she was in the ER, she had a spot of ammonia. Within less than 24 hours of being up in ICU, my baby had a pleural effusion. I hope I'm saying it right. But when I look it up and I Google epinephrine, it's very rare, but it can cause a pleural effusion. But they never treated her for the pleural effusion. Yes, they gave her antibiotics, but they never did a chest tube. I looked it up. They supposed to do a chest tube, the drain of the fluid, because it was in both of her lungs. They knew she had a pleural effusion, and after they knew that she had a pleural effusion, they did a central line. When they did the central line, like everything just started going downhill. And she was losing a lot of blood. It went from 11 up in the ER to dropped all the way to a 7.5. I was never expecting this. I would never think my daughter was going to decline that quickly. But if the doctors did what they're supposed to do as medical professionals, I feel like my child would have still been here, still be here. Yes, my baby was severely medically fragile, handicapped. She couldn't walk, couldn't talk, feeding tube seizures. Well, she wasn't having seizures for the last 2 months. And on her autopsy, they said it was homicide. It came from the brain injury that happened 9 years ago. But in the ER, it said nothing changed. So how can it be from a brain injury? Now, if she was a typical child, yes, she probably could have fought what she was going through. But at the end of the day, if the doctors did what they supposed to did and moved rapidly with her treatment, then my baby, per se, could have still been living. Things just went quickly. Her heart started beating. Oh, yeah, they put a CPAP machine on her, which they never asked me to put on her. They didn't ask me to consent to put on her. They just put it on her face. And after they put it on her face, within 4 hours, they took off the CPAP. They didn't wean it. They didn't do nothing. They just took it right off her face, said they was going to intubate her. And that's when her heart started beating. She went into cardiac arrest, and they did CPR for about 45 minutes. And the doctor said if she come back and leave again, they would just got to let her go. They can't keep doing CPR. They did the shock treatment, more epinephrine, back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot more to the story, and I'm going to continue putting her story out there until I get some justice, because it's not fair and it's not right what my baby went through. I took her to the hospital. She had COVID twice. She had pneumonia twice. Well, she was more severely sick than this instant right here, and my daughter was still living. They did what they needed to do to take care of her. This time, that doctor wasn't right. He's actually the same doctor who told me to pull her plug back in 2015. And I would not pull the plug. Doctor ain't right at all. Something needs to be done. Justice needs to be served. And again, there's a video about to end. I'm going to have a part 2. And again, I'm Egypt's mother. Keep me in your prayer because I'm going through it. I go through it every day. Losing my baby is hard for me. But I got to keep moving. I got other children. But I'm going to keep fighting for justice for my sweet girl. Y'all be blessed. Mother K, Mama K.